Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's reflect on a story of Ibrahim alayhi salam from Surah Al-An'am. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that Ibrahim alayhi salam, he used to go out at night with his people and they used to make their worship and they used to do their ibadah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Ibrahim alayhi salam, one night he saw a star. So he said, "This is my Lord." And what happened? He stayed with his people until the morning came. And when the morning came, the sun came out, obviously, and the sun disappeared. You can no longer see the sun. And so Ibrahim alayhi salam said, I don't like things that disappear. I cannot worship something that is here sometimes and not here other times. And so life moved on. The next night, Ibrahim alayhi salam was with his people outside again, and he saw the moon. And so he said, "This is my God. I will worship the moon." But as you can guess, in the morning the sun came out, the moon was no longer visible. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he said, "If my Lord does not guide me, verily I will be among the misguided." And then during the day, Ibrahim alayhi salam sees the sun and he says, "This is my Lord, it's the greatest, it's the biggest, it's the brightest, this is my Lord." But as we all know, the evening came and the sun set, the sun disappeared. And so Ibrahim alayhi salam loudly in front of his people, he proclaimed, "Inni wajjahtu wajhiya lilladhi fatara as-samawati wal-arda hanifa wa ma ana min al-mushrikeen." He says, "Verily, I turn my face in the, towards or in the direction of the one who created the heavens and the earth, hanifan." And this is the millah of Ibrahim, the way of Ibrahim alayhi salam is hanif. And what is that? It is, the way of the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the way of Tawheed. It is the way of worshipping one Allah alone, not associating any partners with Him, and spending one's life devoted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so Ibrahim alayhi salam publicly declares that I turn my face to worship the one who created the heavens and the earth, and I am Hanif, and I am not from among the mushrikeen. I am not from those who worship stars or the moon or the sun or idols or anything else besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What can we learn from the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam? We learn from Ibrahim alayhi salam a very powerful lesson of Tawheed, which is we believe in one Allah who is eternal. He was always there, He is there, and He will always be there. There was nothing before Allah and there will be nothing after Allah. Allah is eternally present and He is capable of all things, and we worship Him alone without associating any partners. We also see that Ibrahim alayhi salam was very intelligent in his method of da'wah. He challenged the ideas of people and proved that their ideas were futile. And this is something that is very, 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 very important, extremely important in our time. We live in a world where we are seeing the struggle and the challenge of ideas. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he recognized that the ideas of shirk were prevalent in his time, and he challenged them. And he wanted to confront them in a logical way so as to force his people to think and to critically reflect on their belief systems. This is not the place for that discussion today, but I do believe in 2022, the world is locked in a challenge or in a dispute of ideas. There are competing ideologies, some on the right, some on the left, and it is my view that the religion of Islam and the Ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, we have to be part of the discussion, and we should be right in the middle, offering a balanced opinion and a balanced perspective of the world around us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. We see people in the West going left or right, people in the East going left or right. The Ummah of Islam needs to, somehow stand in the middle and show humanity a way forward with balanced ideas, balanced approaches, balanced ways of thinking that are fair and compatible with one and all. We can see from Ibrahim alayhi salam his willingness to combat ideas and to engage in dialogue with people around him who are drastically different than him. They are mushrikun and he is a muwahhid. He is still able to create that dialogue between him and them. We also need to create the same dialogue, obviously at home, with our families, with our children, within our communities, among families, among leaders, among all individuals from all walks of life, if we can successfully have a dialogue, I do believe the best ideas will rise to the top, and inshallah the future will be a very bright and prosperous one. I've taken way longer than I expected. I'll let you guys go, and I will see you tomorrow bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.